All right. So Amazing Spider-Man number 9, and it's good. Every one of them has been good so far. I've really been digging this new run. I feel like Nick Spencer has started to get a little more comfortable in the shoes, you know what I'm saying? And I was talking with my shop owner today when we were picking up, and he was telling me why this was so good. And I think he had a lot of valid points on this book. So he called it a perfect comic book. I'd have liked a little bit more action for it to be a perfect comic book, but in a lot of ways, some of the stuff he said is very true. So one of the things like Stan Lee had always said is, every comic book is somebody's first comic book, right? And I feel like if you picked this comic book up, you can enjoy it and follow along, and you don't need to know anything. But if you've been reading everything, right? You've been reading Superior Spider-Man and, all of the run up until now. You get rewarded for that. You get rewarded for knowing things. But you're not hurt for not, if that makes any sense. And it's one of the things about his run that I've really enjoyed, especially in this issue, and I'll get into that. But yeah, I really enjoyed this comic. I've been enjoying his entire run, and you can say what you want about the guy, but their social media is I just don't care as much anymore because there's nothing that's going to be done. So if a book's good, I'm just enjoying the book for what it is anymore. And I think that this book is really good. So it starts off, if you don't know what happened, so basically there's this thieves guild right here, and they've been around for a long time, and they're stealing everybody's weapon. Oh, and look at Squirrel Girl here. And then compare her to her main book version. Am I right? But anyway, all of their stuff's getting stolen. So here, like, the Fantastic Car is gone. Their arrows are gone. And I don't know what she uses. A squirrel. All their stuff's gone. Spider-Man's web shooters they vanished out of nowhere. And right as he was swinging, he lost them. And we get kind of this history of him and the Black Cat, which is really cool. And I really enjoyed this page right here. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So this is their history together. And we get a lot of the history of Spider-Man in some ways. So So in the last arc, Peter and the Essence of Spider-Man, I guess, were split into two. They were two people, basically. And one of them went to hit on Felicia. He's like, I'm all baby now, Spider. I'm all Spider now, baby. He's like being cheesy on her, trying to get laid. And it didn't work. He didn't get any. But though they've had an interesting relationship. They used to bang, and he would keep the mask on because if she ever found out who he was, she'd be completely turned off. She would not like it. She'd think he's hideous. I like Felicia. I hate how they turned her into like a crime boss for the longest time, and now they've kind of turned her back into like an anti-hero, thief. She, essentially almost like a Catwoman, a Batman and a Catwoman in a lot of ways. Except this is anything. No, this is nothing more than ever friends with benefits, though. Unlike Catwoman and Batman are like destined to be together, But aside the point. What's funny is every time Spider-Man does something weird to Felicia, it's always like some weird excuse. So like he's like he has no idea what happened because this wasn't him. He doesn't remember this. And she's like, I bet, She's like, I can explain. Did Dr. Octopus take over your body, or was it another clone? And he tries to explain it. And she's just like, just shut up. I just don't care. Because she hears all the excuses from him. All she ever hears. And it's always some weird story. But you can enjoy this and not know any of this shit. You could pick it up and really just enjoy this. And it would still make sense. All of the history that they're telling you here. Even if you didn't know it. But knowing it makes it more rewarding. It's like, okay, I remember this Dr. Octopus thing. This is when Superior Spider-Man was the main series, and Dr. Octopus had stolen Peter Parker's body. If you've not read that, you should go read it. It's so good. But during that run, she pretty much sneaks up on him and starts flirting with him. And, you know, he just knocks her cold and ties her up and calls the cops. And she has no idea what's going on. And that started a huge like feud between them for the longest time, because when Peter got his body back and was trying to explain what was going on, she wasn't having any of it. She did not care, and she tried to kill him for the longest time. It was fun for a while. She was like the only one that would not instantly forgive him, which I still think was a missed opportunity when he became Peter again. Like, everyone instantly got over it. Like, and they're doing the same thing with Captain America right now. I feel like there should be longer repercussions for things like that, but, you know, it is what it is. But basically, they start working together. They're going to go get their friends' weapons back. It turns out there's a thieves guild, like I was saying, and if you don't know anything about Felicia, this is their father. And what he's doing right here is giving the thieves guild their cut. And it turns out everyone forgot about him, so the new boss lady's trying to make a name for him. And basically, she's stealing all of everyone's stuff, and she's trying to make them, you know, be known as the big bad new thieves guild. And they end up breaking in, finding all of their stuff, and then they get ambushed. And that's pretty much the gist of the story. But if there's one thing, like, every single one of these Amazing Spider-Man books under Spencer have been, they're fun. Like, I generally have fun reading this, and I enjoy it. And I think that's, you know, that's what it's all about, right? When you're picking up a comic book, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy it. And it feels like a Spider-Man book. It reads like a Spider-Man book. I've really been enjoying this run, and it's surprising. I was really worried about what was going to happen with Amazing Spider-Man under him, but so far, he's been doing a really good job. So, yeah, I give this like a 3.5. Almost great. You know, if it had a little more action, it really would have been the perfect comic book. But so far, so good. Still going good. Anyway, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about what I said about the first comic for everybody, and how I sum that up. If you're reading this, what do you think about this book? Tell me what you thought about this video. Like, subscribe, check out the links. Follow me over on Stream Me. I will be streaming over there, and they will be uncensored. Also, check out my Patreon, like, subscribe, all that good fun stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.